Hello, Abigail. I'm here to help you.
Hello. Thank you. I really don't know what to do after all the transactions. I'm a dentist and I started my clinic last July. It's been a month and I don't know what to do with all these official receipts.
If you run a dental clinic, that would mean you are in a service business. Can you prepare a summary of your transactions?
I have it. Here.
Okay. Let's examine each transaction by journalizing it first. On July 1, Abigail started the business by investing $6,000 cash as the initial capital for the business. To journalize this transaction, you must debit cash to increase it and credit Abigail's capital account for $6,000. Then, the explanation part. To record the initial investment. On the same date, Abigail paid rent in advance for 3 months, totaling $900. What do you think should be debited or credited with this transaction? Let's analyze the transaction. The account suitable for this transaction is called prepaid rent. As the term implies, prepaid rent, the prepaid means it was paid in advance. It is called prepaid rent because Abigail already paid the rent even though she still hasn't used the property. You get the idea, right? Prepaid rent is part of the asset, and so we debit it to increase the account. Next is to credit cash because Abigail used it to pay the rent in advance. Lastly is the explanation part. To record the advance payment of rent. Moving to the next journal entry. Last July 2, Abigail bought various dental equipment for $4,000, payable after 20 days. In this transaction, Abigail did not use cash to purchase the equipment. She got the equipment but did not pay cash. That only means she is liable to pay the equipment on a certain amount of time. So, what should we debit? Equipment is part of the asset, so when Abigail acquired it, the equipment account will increase together with the amount on the debit column, worth $4,000. For the credit part, Abigail is liable to pay the equipment. Crediting liability accounts will increase it, so the accounts payable, will be used to record the transaction on the credit side. The accounts payable is used because Abigail did not pay cash up front, meaning purchasing the equipment on credit. Don't forget the explanation. On July 5, Abigail bought supplies such as pens and paper and paid $1,000. This time, Abigail used cash to purchase supplies. Supplies account will be used on the debit side. Then, credit cash to reduce the account since it was used to purchase supplies. Again, the explanation part. On July 9, Abigail received $80 for rendering dental services to different clients. Debiting cash is the first thing to do since Abigail received it. The next one is to know what should be credited. Abigail received the cash by rendering dental services to customers. Thus, she should recognize income. So, crediting service income will do. On July 11, Abigail received a bill from a local newspaper for advertising the business during the past week, amounting to $50. The account to be debited in this transaction is advertising expense. The normal balance of this account is debit. The advertising expense, as the term implies, is an expense or cost used for advertising Abigail's clinic. Next to be credited is the accounts payable. This account is used because It is not yet paid in cash. Lastly, to explain the transaction, to record the bill from the local newspaper. To be continued.